2025, what a year. If it's been a year of constant change, disruption, emotional, or even psychological upheaval, you are not alone. But it doesn't stop here because 2026 is also a massive year of change, but the quality of change shifts completely. And that's what I'm going to talk about in this video so that you have a heads up on what to expect and how to plan your 2026 accordingly. Before we dive in, if you're new here, my name is Shika. I'm a Western tropical astrologer, a coach, and a jewelry designer. You can check out all of my offerings on my website, www.shikazuri.com. Now, from an astrological and a numerology perspective, 2025 has been very much a year of endings. So collectively, 2025 is a 9-year. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9. And 9 is the end of a cycle. So it's about completion, release, and letting go. You've probably seen that something that you've outgrown can't come with you into the new year. And it might not always feel comfortable, but it's often necessary. So 2026 is a 1 year. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 6 equals 10. 1 plus 0 equals 1. So 1 is the beginning of the cycle. It's all about fresh starts, courage, initiating something new. And 1 year energy wants movement. It wants you to step forward rather than look back and be decisive. So right away, we're moving from a year of endings into a year of beginnings. And if we look at Chinese astrology, we see a similar story because we're moving from the year of the wood snake into the year of the fire horse when the Chinese New Year begins in February 2026. So the snake is associated with shedding and internal processing, whereas the horse is all about movement, freedom, momentum, and forward motion. So energetically, that is a huge shift from being in a phase of processing or feeling stuck to entering a phase where life starts to move again really quickly. Now, if we overlay that with what's happening in Western astrology, the picture becomes even clearer. So throughout 2024 and 2025, the outer planets have been giving us a little glimpse of what is coming next. They've been dipping into new signs and then they've retrograded back into the old ones. So we started getting a preview of the future, but we weren't able to fully engage with it because then the planets went back into the previous sign. It pulled us back into tying up loose ends and completing unfinished business in that particular area of our charts. But in 2026, all of that changes. So Neptune, which has been in the sign of Pisces, moves into Aries on the 26th of January. Saturn joins Neptune in Aries on the 13th of February, and Uranus enters Gemini on the 26th of April. As you may know, Pluto has already shifted into the sign of Aquarius, and it's going to be here for another 19 years. And these are slow-moving planets. So when they change signs, this is a pretty big deal. Now, what's important here is that they're not just changing signs, but they're all moving from earth and water signs, which tend to be slower and more introspective and intuitive, into fire and air signs, which are a lot faster, they're more active, they're more future-focused. So if you think this year has flown by, then wait until 2026 comes because life is really going to speed up. So opportunities may come more quickly. So you're going to have to be more aware of what comes up and the choices that you're making. And this is where knowing astrology not only matters, but it can give you a massive vantage point because these planetary shifts activate very specific areas of your birth chart. They're not going to affect everyone in the same way. So for one person, this may show up as a career pivot or a change in their sense of purpose. For another, it could be a relationship shift. For somebody else, it could mean embracing an entirely new identity. And this brings me to one of the most significant moments of 2026, which is the conjunction, that's the meeting of Saturn and Neptune at 0 degrees of Aries on 20th of February. This is a super rare alignment, and 0 degrees of any sign represents a true beginning. But this is amplified in Aries because it's the first zodiac sign and it's all about initiation and action. Saturn brings structure, commitment, and responsibility, and Neptune brings vision, ideals, and imagination. So together they're asking, what are you prepared to build now? And what are you ready to stop dreaming about and start taking responsibility for to actually make happen? So wherever this point falls in your chart is going to show you exactly where a new chapter is beginning in your life. So when you know where this is happening, you can work with it consciously instead of feeling caught off guard or pushed by it. Or worse, let a beautiful opportunity pass you by to initiate something brand new and really meaningful in your life. Another really important transit is going to be the solar eclipse on the 17th of February in 2026. So this eclipse squares the planet Uranus. This is the planet of change and disruption. Now, eclipses already represent massive turning points. So when Uranus is involved, those turning points can feel really sudden or unexpected. But unexpected doesn't have to be negative. It can often be a redirection that aligns you more closely with who you're becoming. And Uranus is also future focused and it's associated with awakening and breakthroughs. So this is the kind of energy that can bring a quantum leap or a shift in your direction. Now, these are just a few of many significant alignments that are happening in 2026 that symbolize fresh new beginnings, probably in ways you still can't imagine. And that's okay. We don't need to know exactly how things are going to pan out. Often we can't know. But the difference is having the awareness to direct your attention and your consciousness towards what it is that you do want to create in your life. And it all starts with intention. It means aligning your actions with your values, making decisions that reflect the future that you want. You know, clients often tell me that they don't want their life to continue in the same vein that it has been. But when I ask them what they want, on many occasions, they don't know what they want. So this is where having an astrology reading can be incredibly helpful because not only does it bring a lot of self-awareness and help you understand yourself, but you can also use it as a tool to get really clear on your values. So we can look at your second house and Venus, or if you want to get clear on your sense of purpose, we can look at your ninth house, your 10th house, your sun, your north node, and several other aspects to give you a better sense of direction. And when we pair that with transits for the year ahead to see what part of your chart is being activated, for example, with Saturn and Neptune meeting at 0 degrees of Aries in February, this is going to give you personalized insight into where this big new beginning is happening for you. So you can start thinking about what you want that to look like and start planning around it. So this is where you become the co-creator in your life rather than being a passive participant, watching life happen to you rather than for you. Just think about it. How much more powerful would it be to make decisions that align with where the energy is actually flowing, rather than just guessing or fighting against it? So if you'd like to book a reading or a coaching session with me, you can reach out directly to me or find my services on my website. 2026 is a year to be intentional about who you're becoming, what you're committing to, and what direction you want your life to take. And I would love to help you make it your best year yet.